It is Y105, number one for all the hits. I'm Steve Pulaski, and I'm a big fan of the gentleman that is on my phone line right now. He's a Chicago legend that's become a national treasure, so to speak. His weekly Saturday night program shows everything from classic creature features to iconic Hammer horror films and everything in between. He's been the costume, top hat wearing, joke cracking pillar of the series since the late 70s. Watch him every Saturday night on MeTV. He's Rich Koz, a.k.a. Svengoolie. How are we doing today, Rich?
Great, Steve. Thank you for such a nice introduction. I feel kind of like I'm not really worthy of that.
You are more than worthy of it, my friend. Svengoolie's Halloween BOONanza's been going on. It's been a ton of fun this month. It's been staple viewing for me and my girlfriend. You've been doing double features, too. So what are tomorrow night's movies? What you got in store for Saturday night?
Well, last week, you will remember, we headed off with one of the greatest made-for-TV movies ever that started the whole Kolchak series with Darren McGavin. It was the original made-for-TV movie, The Night Stalker. And this week, as our final double feature, we start off with the follow-up to that, the second made-for-TV movie, The Night Strangler, in which Kolchak finds out about a city underneath Seattle in which this guy is living who's been around for 104 years, and every 21 years has to come out and, let's just say, get the materials to keep himself alive. So we're really thrilled to get that. We had such a great reaction to Night Stalker. And then we're going to follow it up, last part of the double feature. We showed this recently, but we figured it's a perfect pre-Halloween movie, and since it's running at a later time, it'll get to, a little different audience. It's Karen Black's Trilogy of Terror. It's 3 different stories in which she plays different roles, and everybody remembers the last one, in which she has this little warrior doll that somehow has a malevolent spirit in it that comes to life and tries to kill her.
I love it. That's tomorrow night, MeTV, 7 o'clock Central Time. What horror movies does Rich Koz like to watch this time of year? What are some of your favorites, Rich?
Well, I have to say, as far as more modern stuff, I don't like real gory stuff, but, going back to what I consider the more modern age of classic horror, Nightmare on Elm Street and the original Halloween are 2 well-crafted movies, and they're really great. And I have to bring up Nightmare because I've become friends with Robert Englund and Freddy Krueger. But those are 2 of the ones that I'd watch now. And then, I always go for the old classics, the original Universal monsters, Frankenstein, Dracula, the Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein. Those will always be my favorites.
Me and some of my close friends have very early and fond memories of watching Stoojapalooza with you on WCIU. You have a lot of young fans. I guess that's what I'm getting at. Does it inspire you to see the new generations find these classic horror movies or even these Three Stooges shorts captivating?
Yeah, definitely so. Like with the Universal stuff, before we started airing them, some markets, they haven't run on regular on-air TV in almost 20 or 25 years. So it is kind of a re-education for people or a first-time viewing. And it's great that people have gotten into them again. It's nice to see that because there's something about those originals, the black and white ones especially.
Yep.
Because something about them creates such a great atmosphere with the shadow and lighting. And it's really nice. I feel real honored to be able to be bringing these back to people and maybe giving them their first chance to see them.
He's Rich Koz, a.k.a. Svengoolie, every Saturday night on MeTV. Check your local listings. Couple more questions with you, Rich. What do you believe is the secret sauce of Svengoolie? What makes Svengoolie still so beloved and endeared in the hearts of many?
That's a good question. I think hopefully it's because, we're providing some entertainment, and they like the goofy stuff that we do. I think part of it is, and this as a broadcaster, that we're making a connection. And when people watch, they, look upon me almost as a friend. And that's the one thing that I notice when I do public appearances. It's like people come up and they act like, I've been a friend of theirs for years. And that's, a heartwarming thing, certainly. But I think one of the reasons why we've stayed around, because people like the character and they like what we do, and they feel they can have a personal connection with it.
Me and my girlfriend also just watched Svengoolie Uncrypted, which is fantastic. Any Svengoolie fan who hasn't seen it needs to watch it. I think it's a long overdue retrospective of you and your legacy, as well as just a fun quest movie. That had to be very different for you. You're normally confined to the dungeon as Svengoolie. So what was the experience for you like shooting that?
It was a a lot of fun. They brought in a film crew from outside our station that works in both L.A. and New York, and they pretty much guided me through the whole thing. It was really a lot of fun. We got to visit all sorts of various places and some unique places like the Brood place that we went to that was a coffee shop that has a whole museum of horror artifacts. And we were at the Flashback Weekend convention that I do every year, and part of it was shot there. So it was just great. I mean, I was very flattered that it happened, and I'm almost as flattered as having a whole month named after me, Svengoolie's Halloween BOONanza, if I can get another plug for that real quick. We're going on until Tuesday, Halloween, with all the special episodes of various sitcoms and such. So I want to make sure everybody tunes in for that.
Absolutely. Got the Kolchak Marathon, too, as well. That's Svengoolie's Halloween BOONanza again tomorrow evening. Last one for you, Rich. Is there anything that you want to do that you haven't done yet? Whether maybe something unique with the Svengoolie character, something different in the realm of broadcasting for yourself, anything still left on Rich Koz, the Renaissance man's bucket list?
Well, we have talked about maybe, traveling around and shooting some segments. I mean, I've had offers to do some pretty cool stuff. The great special effects guy, Rick Baker, has invited me anytime I want to come to his workshop in L.A., which would be great. And it would be great to kind of travel around and shoot a lot of different segments for the show at various places around the country, because we are kind of busy here in our Chicago base, and we don't always have the time to travel around. But I think that would be a nice thing to do in the future.
Rich, as they said in Svengoolie Uncrypted for Chicago, there's the 85 Bears, there's Michael Jordan, there's Oprah, and there's Svengoolie. I want to thank you for your time today, man. I'm going to give you the floor to promote Svengoolie, the website, the shop, the Halloween BOONanza. You get the final word, my friend.
Well, thank you, everybody, for watching, first of all. And you can find out plenty of stuff about me and the show at Svengoolie.com. And make sure for the next 4 days, right through Halloween, you're watching the Svengoolie Halloween BOONanza. It's going to be there, all your favorite sitcoms, including Andy Griffith. There's a great one that we show in that. I got to get this in quick. It's called The Haunted House, and it's the basis for one of the movies we show a lot, the Ghost and Mr. Chicken. So all sorts of great scary stuff for you on MeTV.
Rich, you're awesome. I greatly appreciate your time. Have a safe and wonderful Halloween.
Same to you, Steve. Thank you.